Your life can absolutely change in the next 6 months. When I look back at my life, every moment, every season, where it was pure focus and pure consistency on one given goal or one given task, it was always a 6 month time period that made drastic changes in my life. And I think a lot of people over obsess if they're going to choose the right vehicle of business. They over obsess if they're going to choose, you know, the right product, the right service to sell. They overcomplicate and overthink what country they should move to, what job, what career path they should get into. The truth is, and the reality is, life has a lot of optionality these days. With the technology we have, with the resources we have, with all just the opportunity that exists in the world today, you have so much optionality. So instead of obsessing over which business model you should choose or which vehicle of business you're going to choose, or again, any of the other crossroads that you might be at in life, what company should I work for? What project should I start? Instead of being at that crossroad and instead of being in this constant position of lack of decision, right, of lack of starting, what you need to do in order to see a lot of change and a lot of momentum in your life is to just decide and pick one. And in the beginning, when you first start, like at phase number one or at the start line, it looks really foggy when you look out into the distance, right? Any endeavor, whether it's business or personal development, it's always foggy because it's not certain, it's not guaranteed, right? Which is normal. That's just how life works, right? Nothing is guaranteed. You might wake up tomorrow and you might not wake up tomorrow is what I meant to say, right? There's nothing in life that is guaranteed. There's no certainty. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what kind of connections you have. Life is uncertain. You just have to live with that. So when you go to the start line and you're looking out into the distance and you see this fog, right, your next step isn't very clear. What's going to happen next isn't very clear. The only way you find that in life is by taking the first step. Because as you take more and more steps, as you have more and more momentum, what happens is the next step becomes obvious. So I'll give you just a practical example. When I was starting one of my early businesses when I was younger, which was a marketing agency, I was overthinking and kind of over strategizing what I wanted to sell. And I got to a point where it got bad to the point where it was just causing me not to have any sort of action. Like I was just creating a beautiful website. I was just trying to decide on the perfect name for the Instagram handle and so on. And I just got fed up because there was, of course, no results was happening because I'm too busy, doing the parts of business that don't generate income or the parts of business that don't create any kind of momentum. So what I did is I got fed up with that and I just took the first step and started reaching out to people. And I looked silly, I looked stupid. I was 16 years old, trying to dress up, right, and walk into car dealerships and startups and service businesses to try to help them with their marketing with no knowledge, no practical experience, and really no know-how on how to get these businesses results. But at least I had the courage to take step one because, of course, with time and with effort and with a lot of trial and error and investing in the practical knowledge that I needed, I eventually got there. I got my first clients. I scaled, my marketing agency to $50K a month in downtown San Francisco. But if I just didn't take the first step of starting, I would have never saw the fruit of my labor. I would have never saw the potential of what my business can become and the potential of who I could become. So again, if you sit at a crossroad where you have to make a decision, it's really dangerous because you might sit at that crossroad for an extremely long time. So think of the people who are unhappy in their job and, should I go try this career path? Should I go start this side hustle? Should I go start this business? Somebody can sit with that decision and they could sit on it for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, right? Success and money and resourcefulness in life loves momentum and it loves speed, right? The individual who's constantly trying things, who's constantly learning, absorbing, taking that first step is always going to beat the individual who's an overthinker and over strategizer. And this is coming from somebody who is a big time major overthinker for a good portion of my life. But what allowed me to feel this like internal freedom was just executing, right? I woke up today, I wanted to start an agency. Okay, I'm going to take the first step and reach out to 100 people. Because if I reach out to 100 people, 10 people are going to respond. One person's going to be willing to do a meeting with me. There's my first client. that will beat the guy who's going to sit there and try to create the perfect product or choose the perfect vehicle of business and waste 3 months, 6 months trying to get an LLC and all these stupid things that take 5 minutes, right? They're just meaningless tasks that make you feel like you're progressing or you're doing work when you're really not. So the way your life will change extremely fast is through momentum. So I'm somebody who wants to change my career. I'm unhappy in my current career. How do you do that? Well, first you start applying to companies that might be a good fit for what you're looking for in your career, right? I don't know, there's this notion, there's this idea that things are risky or that change is scary. While that may be true in some cases, you have to try to find out. So the people who are in a career path that they don't like, you can apply to companies on the side. You could find a company that has better culture, a company that maybe gives you a boss or colleagues that push you, that inspire. Maybe you could learn from a boss or a colleague that has 30, 40 years of experience. And people, there's good people in the world. There's people that want to teach you. There's people who want to be mentors, who want to support your endeavor. Not every company has toxic culture. Not every company has a culture that doesn't support your growth. You're never going to find out unless you go try, unless you go apply to these places, unless you switch your career, unless you move, right? And you don't have to do so in a risky manner, right? You could stay in a stable job, apply to 50 others, land that next big one, right? And make a change. And it's the same thing in business and as an entrepreneur. Like, it's so uncertain in the beginning, but the way it becomes uncertain is you just start, you figure it out. And the interesting thing is too, when I first started my business, I didn't know what my service was, but through talking to customers and through putting myself out there, I quickly realized that startups in downtown San Francisco needed high-end video production and they needed marketing systems. This was like when Facebook ads was really starting to pop off. This was like the era of when Shopify was really popular, right? Everybody wanted to be a dropshipper. But I went completely left field. I did something that nobody else was doing, which was going after the bigger businesses and offering them services that most people weren't really considering. That's how I got my enterprise experience, right? Supporting big medical device companies, big financial firms, and so on. Because I created this niche that nobody was really targeting at that time. It was a really good time to start an agency. I wouldn't say the same for this day and age. But the idea is that I figured out my product by reaching out to hundreds and hundreds of people, by focusing on one acquisition channel, which was reaching out to CEOs and vice presidents on LinkedIn and landing meetings. And even though I didn't know what I was doing at the time, just through the sheer courage and sheer passion in my eyes, these people take a chance on you. And then you learn the business, you learn all the skills you need, the sales, the speaking, the product fulfillment, the delivery, the acquisition, referrals, all these great things that you learn. But you don't learn them by just sitting there reading a book or by strategizing and by planning. You learn it by taking the first step, taking your first client, screwing up, taking a few clients for free just to learn the business and just to learn the process. And again, the next step shows itself. So when I first started and I got my first few clients, I did a couple different services. I realized I don't really like, the paid ads side of it, but I'm really, really good at the organic acquisition side of it. So, creating high-end video production, creating these different marketing systems organically, these funnels and so on. I really like that. So I discovered what I like through trying, through working with customers, through supporting clients. And then when my product became clear, my offer got better, right? My sales process got better because I was putting the reps in. So the next step just became more and more obvious, right? The next window of opportunity just shows itself, right? You figure out what the next bottleneck is. Okay, now, I have 5-6 clients. I'm at $50K a month at that age. I figured out, okay, if I want to scale this, I need to start hiring a team. My margins are going to look worse. Do I want to continue to run this solo? And so on. So you have to decide to take the leap, to take that first step, and every other step will show itself with time, right? It's the same way when somebody wants to start and build a personal brand online. Step one is just getting through the hurdle and getting out of your own way in a process like that, because you're so in your head when you're trying to start a business or you're trying to go into a career path and you're trying to excel in life. You're so in your head because, again, it's uncertain, but that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to feel. And don't underestimate what can happen in 6 months. Like you can land a job at a company that has an incredible culture, and you could learn the trade, learn the business very quickly. You could have good colleagues, a good boss, And you can get promoted very quickly. You could figure out what lane you want to take in the corporate world. Or if that's not your cup of tea, you want to become an entrepreneur and you really want to succeed and have that freedom. 6 months is a very long period of time. It's a long season. But the only way you're going to excel within that given season of time is through pure focus. And this notion in your mind has to be that I just have to move. I just have to have more conversations. I just have to put in more units of effort, more units of time toward this goal, right? Because the formula to success is very simple. It comes in two parts. It's, are you doing enough volume to get the result you're looking for, right? If you want to be a big YouTuber, are you posting enough YouTube videos to learn how to do better thumbnails, to learn how to do better titles, to learn retention? If you want to build your service-based business, are you running enough ads? Are you making enough cold calls? Are you knocking on enough doors? There's always something that moves the needle forward in a given business, and more often than not, you're usually not doing enough of that specific thing. And that's what you need to look out for. That's what you need to solve, essentially. And a lot can happen. Like, it takes one person, right? One conversation, one connection, one referral to change your life. I remember a long time ago, I was shooting real estate videos for this one company, and one of the homes we were shooting belonged to a guy who makes 200 million a year. Incredible business, amazing guy. One of my closest friends today. He's twice my age. Incredible experience in life. Incredible scale and success he's had with his businesses. But I met that person through creating real estate videos, and then the agent referred me to him. Got to meet him. Got to do a lot of amazing work together as well. And it's somebody that I constantly go for to get advice about business and so on, right? I'm trying to reach those kinds of levels one day. But that wouldn't have happened if I just didn't start whatever I was doing at that given time. Again, not every company is bad. Not every vehicle of business is bad. You just have to try it. Like, figure out if it's something you even want to do. And again, in 6 months, a lot can happen, right? One connection can change the game for you. One client can put you on. One friend, one colleague. Like, it's just movement. Like, the person who's trying is going to find a lot more success than the person, again, who's stuck, pondering, thinking, strategizing, learning, etc. That's what you have to do, guys. So I hope this video just inspires you to just let this video be the catalyst to just get you moving, right? Go make those calls that you need to make. Go do the tasks that do the tasks that you're avoiding that will get you the result you're looking for. It's so interesting, the human mind, how it works. It's always the things that we know will get us to the result we want that we avoid doing, and there's a lot of reasons behind it. It could be fear, it could be insecurity, it could be uncertainty. But you just have to push through that and let it be foggy. Embrace that, If you're a good person and you're putting in a lot of effort and you're trying hard and you're working hard, and it's the thing that you love and it's the thing that you want to pursue, so what? It takes 5 years. So what? It takes 10 years, right? But in those 10 years, you're practicing your craft so that when you get your shot, you take advantage. You're on fire, right? Think of the actors that try for 10, 15 years of auditions, constantly getting rejections day in and day out, month over month. This person got the role. They've gone to thousands of auditions. They just can't seem to land that opportunity. And then what happens? They land that one role that changes their life, or they do something different that year. They shake things up. They get that one big role. Now they're a millionaire. Now they have 15 more roles lined up. That's how life works. And it's not always the case. Like, we have tools and resources today that can change your life even faster than that, right? Like, especially if you understand that you operate in an industry that's trending, that's booming, right? A lot of entrepreneurs today are trend hopping, right? When drop shipping was big, what did all the entrepreneurs on YouTube do? They all started how to drop ship channels, right? And they made hundreds of thousands of dollars a month being an affiliate for Shopify. And then it was Amazon FBA, and then it was the agencies, and then it was, now it's AI, right? There's people making 200-300K a month, using the trend of AI. So that's what it is in the beginning, is just you trying different things, figuring out what you want and what it could look like for you. But you just won't find out if you don't try. Your life can't change if you don't change, right? Your habits, your discipline. There's a lot of factors that matter, but more than anything, what matters is that there's movement. Like, get the heck out of the house. Go meet with people. Like, if your dream your whole life has been to become a doctor or to, build this certain type of business, go sit with that business owner. I don't care if you have to stand in front of that business owner's office or building for 2 days, and constantly show up, bug them. Like, people are nice. Like, you just have to be willing to ask. I find that in life, if you have a negative outlook, you'll get negative results. But if you make beautiful choices, you'll have a beautiful life. And if you have positive thinking, you'll have positive experiences. And God will bless that positive attitude that you have. And so long as you're doing right by your religion, by your family, and so on, like, God will open doors for you. It's incredible. So if you're a good person and you're trying, like give it time. Give it time, but show up every day. And again, like I'm saying, more often than not, it's within those 6 months that these drastic, huge, humongous changes that happen in your life. But you don't find them, you don't see them until you actually, put one foot over the other. So again, I hope this video inspires you to do the thing that you've been avoiding. I hope it's the catalyst that allows you to change your life and experience new things and meet the right people. But whatever it is that you want to go after, go find the person that's already doing it. That's the person who you need to learn from. Go find the person that has 30 years of experience doing the thing that you want, or the dream or the goal that you have. That's how you win in life. Shortcut, learn from their mistakes. And that's it, guys. Again, money and success loves speed and loves momentum and loves energy, loves movement. It doesn't love stagnation. It doesn't love overthinking, and it doesn't love being at a crossroad of life. Indecision will crush your dreams faster than anything else. Negative thinking will crush your dreams faster than anything else in this world. So I hope this video has been helpful. Appreciate you guys for watching. If there's anything particular that you'd like me to speak on, please share it in the comments, and looking forward to making the next one.